I really like that koozie you have around your White Claw.
Yeah.
It's a sexy man.
Yeah, it's a sexy man.
Thunder from down under.
Yeah. I got it in Las Vegas at a gift shop in Las Vegas where I was cut off from buying any more alcohol.
You got cut off in a gift shop?
Yeah.
Is that the only place you've ever gotten cut off?
No.
Absolutely
Oh.
not.
I've gotten cut off in bars all the time because it takes like 2 alcohols to make me super wasted. So
Well, I think getting cut off in a gift shop is fucking hilarious.
yeah, I don't know if you remember JB. JB was there at the time, but it was like the guy basically said like no, he'd be willing to sell me one more, but no more for her after that.
I do not. So perhaps I compose
Yeah.
myself a bit better to get my gift shop hooch.
Yeah, this is when we went to Vegas and we saw the Thunder from Down Under.
It was awesome.
It was like a Australian striptease, like Chippendales type show. It was great. It
Was this pre or post Magic Mike?
Post.
Post, yeah, post. I think Magic Mike was a thing.
I
at
think
the
those are
time.
inspiration.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Then it seemed like more cool because it was like seemed more working class than Chippendales.
Would you go again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. It's fun.
Oh yeah, it was real fun.
So-
I would recommend.
I've never been to like a male review like that, but I was in attendance once when we got a stripper to come to a friend's house for someone's birthday.
Oh, that's fun.
No, it was fucking horrible.
Oh, why?
I felt extremely violated.
What did they dress
Oh.
like?
So yeah, he basically was Magic Mike.
Oh.
So number one, I think
Was he a legit good looking though?
he wasn't bad looking, and he like had a good body. Like he wasn't
Most of the local ones are butterfaces, you know. What?
Oh, have you like sampled the wares?
Yeah.
So anyway, first of all, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering this correctly, one of the girls there had gone to school with him, which that's like peak Pittsburgh. And then they got to like the interactive portion where he started dancing up on people. And quite frankly, I mean, I wasn't happy about it at all. It was really, really horrible. I hated it.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to attend something like that again.
Yeah, I don't want them touching me.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah.
Did they make you look at his weighing?
You saw full frontal?
No. He
Because
didn't.
we didn't either.
No. He like kept a G-string on. It was
I think
more.
that's illegal.
It was more like gyrating, like on you.
Mm-hmm.
It just and like throwing people around, like throwing like it was just.
You know, Justine, do you know
No.
what that is?
what?
That's sick.
It is.
That's
It's really
sick.
sick in a bad way, but it happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
So. But at the time, though, we were all just like laughing. I mean, it wasn't until later that I'm like, oh my God, that was really terrible. I hated it.
Well, I'm going to use that as a transition to introduce the show. 'Cause
Okay.
That is very sick.
Yes, here
And
we are.
welcome to That Sick.
The podcast where we talk about male strippers.
Yeah. Who, I don't know. Depending on your opinion, they could or could not be sick. I have witnessed a few male strippers in my lifetime, and it's usually a very hilarious affair. It's not really sick. It's more like funny as shit. It's more like you just laugh and laugh and laugh because it's kind of like awkward and funny.
Hey, they're working for their money. What can you say?
Yeah.
They work hard for the money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's fun. It was
I like
legit, very entertaining and fun and a good time. And you laugh and laugh and laugh and have a great time. And just like, oh, this is great. Oh man, look at him. He's got his nips out and all that. And look at his butt cheek. Look at his butt cheeks. And yeah,
Do you girls like Jello shots?
yeah, it's a good time. And it's not too expensive when it comes to Vegas shows. Like we got like front row seats.
Yeah, it was whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't prohibitive.
So, do you guys have anything that is the sickest thing of the week in a bad way?
Oh, Heather. Oh, JB.
Oh, what you got? What you got, girl?
Oh, do I have something?
Oh, I'm excited.
What's that?
For once, I came extremely prepared. So I'm going to preface this a little bit. I've been dabbling in meditation since the new year. It's one of my, I don't like to say resolution, but, just working on being mindful, whatever. So I think it was on Monday, probably. I was taking my shower in the morning. And you know how like you're in the shower and you tend to like, at least I do, I tend to like go off on like thought tangents and like, and I sometimes we'll get like stressed out about the day that's coming up.
Yeah, that's a whole subreddit. It's called
Yeah,
Shower
shower
Thoughts.
Right. Okay. So I'm in the shower having shower thoughts, and I realize I'm getting like agitated by my shower thoughts, like because it's mostly like me imagining uncomfortable conversations that may or may not happen over the course of the day. And I'm like, I'm going to try being mindful. And I am a baby meditator. I don't know what I'm doing. So for me, being mindful in the shower is literally like, I'm soaping up my loofah. I'm washing my elbow. I'm washing my knee. Like, and so then
Extremely present.
yeah, exactly. Just being super present. So then I start shaving my legs. And I'm like, I'm shaving my legs. I'm shaving my legs. And while I'm shaving my legs, being extremely present in shaving my legs, not distracted one bit, I managed to slice this huge. It was basically like a vegetable peeler.
Can I see it?
No, because I've it very well dressed and I have on tight jeans. So
Okay.
Oh my God. Ow. Oh.
yeah, it was. So it's not very deep,
Shearing injury.
but it was yeah, really painful. It bled a fuck ton. And so this is like on Monday, it's now Thursday, and all week I've been very diligent about, I made sure it was clean, and I've been diligent about putting on the Neosporin and changing out the dressing regularly, keeping it dry, all of the above. I can tell you're proud of me.
Yeah, I am.
And keeping an eye on it, no signs of infection, but as of today, it still looks very raw. Which the Google told me is completely normal for the kind of injury I gave myself.
Yeah,
So-
the injuries where you like shear off like just the top layer of skin are the most painful because that's where all your nerves are. That's like the very surface, right underneath the surface is like where all the nerve endings are. So that's why whenever you get a burn and it's a 3rd-degree burn, those actually sometimes don't hurt as much as 2nd degrees because all of the nerves have already been burned off.
Yeah. So yes. Well, this was, yes, quite painful.
Yeah.
I can tell you cleaning with the alcohol, horrible, but had to be done. And
Yeah.
So,
Do you
yeah.
guys remember Ren and Stimpy with the like Ren's scream? How he would be like, ah, ah, ah! Like that's how I always scream whenever I have to clean like a wound with alcohol.
I bet people love that.
Well, I don't.
Oh, for you.
In my own house.
Oh, I thought.
I do that when it has happened when I have to clean my own wounds.
yeah. So as of today, I mean, it looks just as bad as it did the day I did it. Except it's not bleeding anymore. So it like looks like it's bleeding, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Is it near your hoo-ha?
No, it's down by my ankle.
Okay, yeah. That's good. At least it's not like in a sensitive area.
No, and it's been it's long though. Like it's big. So I have like the big like the big pad adhesive
Yeah.
bandage. I have to use one of those, and it like runs the entire length of like the sterile like soft part. So
Oh my God.
it's I'm like that's my. I was telling some coworkers about it the other day, and they like some of them had like I'm gonna barf looks on their faces. So that's my sickest thing of the week.
Sick. JB, do you have anything?
Mine also happened in the bathroom.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Cool.
It was a poop. No, it wasn't a poop. I mean, I'm sure I took gross poops. So I'm not a great housekeeper, as most know, and I admit to.
Same.
My bathroom sink had just not been draining properly. And I just assumed there's a clog, and homo habilis that I am, I was like, let me investigate.
Oh, anything involving drains is bad news.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got my tweezers. And
Ah,
I
Your
started.
tweezers.
Well, I tried plunging and nothing plunged up.
So you're like, what's going on? Let me
I was like, there has to be a physical barrier
Sherlock
here.
Holmes this.
So I get my tweezers and I go down and I pick, pick, and I find something. I pull up and it is like the cap from my toothbrush, and it is full of mystery substance, and I just flung that shit in the garbage. I was like, oh God, I'm a garbage person.
Ew, that's really nasty.
have
But now my sink drains.
Have you ever snaked out a drain?
I have never done that, no.
Have you, Heather?
Yes.
Oh, I think you'd really enjoy it.
I've pulled my own hair out of the tub, and I like that.
Yeah, so it's like that, but like better because you can get real
You
deep
can
down
get
in the
everything.
drain.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
get everything out, but it pulls out a bunch of like sludge and it smells awful.
Oh, yeah, I
It's
wanna do
so
that.
satisfying.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Get
There's
it-
this really great video on YouTube of this guy snaking this drain that it made me laugh for 20 minutes because he's like he's pulling the hair out and then he's like, ugh, it smells like death.
It smells so
He
bad.
says it
Oh,
smells
yeah.
like death. And it was it's literally the worst smell.
You don't have to get like a crazy like plumber type snake. Like you can get cheap little snakes, and they're like made out of plastic, so they like won't hurt your drains.
They're like Ace Hardware or whatever.
Oh yeah, because I refuse to call my landlord to come unclog my hair clog that I'm going to eventually get because I have long hair.
You're an independent woman. You don't need no landlord.
No, I just do it myself. And it's one of the few. I like you. I don't like cleaning. I hate it. I'm very slobby and messy. I'm probably slobbier and messier than you are. And I know we can have a contest. I think I'd win.
I live with JB, so I know I'm not as slobby as her, but I'm pretty slobby.
I don't know.
I'm not as bad as I used to be.
Maybe we'd tie. But I love snaking out a drain. It's so satisfying. Yeah, it's so satisfying.
All right, well, I don't have anything, so I'm going to jump right into it and ask you guys, what is our topic of this week? I'm champing at the bit.
Oh,
well,
I'm so excited.
For our friends interested in the world of beauty and cosmetics, your sick fashionistas are here to tell you about gross beauty procedures again.
Oh,
yeah. So I think this is like round 3.
Yeah.
All new topics, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just really gross out there trying to look good.
There is like cosmetic stuff. There's just like a field of mine because, like.
Absolutely.
Pain is beauty.
Yes. So I'm so excited about what we have to talk about today. And I don't even know who should go first.
I don't know either.
Okay. So it can be my choice?
Yeah.
All right. I think Justine went second last week anyway, so why don't you go first? And then, yeah.
All right. So, my topic this week, butt injections.
Oh no! Oh my god, butt injections. I'm so excited by this. Please, this. I'm so pumped for this. Because I love botch. I love that show so much.
So since you're a fan of botch, then probably none of what I'm about to tell you will be news, but
it's fine.
It's still, so even when I was researching this, because anytime like an article about butt injections comes up, I have to read it, even though I already know like all of the.
Oh yeah,
and even so,
it's a special interest to you.
Oh yeah, I find it fascinating.
Why?
Just because of all the horrible things that happen.
Yeah.
The reason why we have this whole podcast.
Yeah. It's just disgustingly fast. Exactly, it's disgustingly fascinating.
But researching this was still like super enjoyable.
That's awesome.
I'm very curious because I don't know anything about butt injections, and I yearn for a bigger butt. Yet I do not have back or regular surgery monies. So tell me more.
Tell me more.
All right, I want you to listen very carefully to everything I have to say.
And then don't get butt injections.
Don't tell me what to do with my butt.
Don't do it.
TLDR, don't do it.
It might be bad.
Yeah, so now if you guys want to skip my half and get to Jen's segment, that's cool, but I'm going to get into it.
Yeah, I want the listeners to know. They need to know the information you have to share.
All right, so butt augmentations. They're very popular. They're kind of like the in thing to do. And if you want to go the traditional route, you have a couple plastic surgery options that are legit, and they are silicone implants. So just like a boob job, you get silicone implanted in your butt. The other legitimate option is called the Brazilian butt lift, which is a fat transfer from other parts of the body to the butt. Costs can range anywhere from around $5,000 to $20,000, depending on the type of procedure. So with the Brazilian butt lift, especially, depending on like your body type, how much fat you're getting removed, how much fat you want to get injected into the butt, and then like
which back alley you're going to get this done versus
no. This isn't the back alley. This is the legitimate. This is the legitimate like real plastic surgeon.
This
anesthesia, sterile. No,
ones.
so these are your good options.
So
but that's why it costs so much.
They take the fat out of like your abdomen and they put it in your bum. They suck it out.
From what I read, it's more like they tend to focus more on like the saddlebag area or like the muffin top area. But they'll take it from wherever. They'll take it from like arms, or it depends. But that's why it can cost so much, because if you're getting like a lot of fat taken out, it's going to cost more.
Oh, they can have my teacher arms.
So
you don't have teacher arms, you're fine.
Eventually I will. Like if I took this shirt off and I shook my arm like this, I would have a teacher arm.
So obviously that type of surgery can be out of reach for many, many people. It's really expensive. And also it's like, these are full on like surgical procedures. So the recovery time is, it's significant. You're not just like in and out and like back to your everyday life right away.
Not like seeing Dr. Nick.
Well,
Hi, everybody.
I hope not. I think Dr. Nick would be doing the next kind that I'm going to be talking about.
Oh,
the illegitimate kind.
Yeah, that's the real sick shit.
So because so many people want larger butts, but
Same.
many, many people can't afford it, they
Same.
turn to butt injections.
Sounds good.
So butt injections, they're very cheap. They can cost as little as $200 a shot,
I've got that.
up to a couple thousand. And they offer instant results with little to no recovery time as compared to plastic surgery.
Oh, wow.
One person I saw in one of the articles I researched said that they had their shots on a Tuesday, and by the end of the week, they were back dancing at the club they worked at and made triple the tips that they did
Wow.
before.
Sounds good.
How big can these shots make your butt?
Depends how many you get, really.
Jeez.
Like, it was significant. If you Google it and like look at the the images of some of the women, it can be pretty pronounced.
Well, I didn't know there was like little to no recovery time.
Well, I think it depends too. I think that's like a best case scenario
Mm-hmm.
because not everyone who gets the butt injections like dies or has a butt cheek fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Although that does happen. I'll get into it, but I think because I have another anecdote later on where the recovery was not so
Not
easy,
so great.
but generally it's not as much recovery time as regular surgery. So yes, JB, you're like, this sounds great. I see no downsides to this. However,
I got $200. I got 2 butt cheeks. Let's go. Let's get it
I
on.
don't get 2 cheeks. I could have 4.
but they're very dangerous and they're very, very illegal.
I like illegal.
Okay, so they're mostly offered by shady grifters who are preying on marginalized people.
Oh yeah, that was a
Gay-
storyline on
gay men.
Pose.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if these injections aren't legal, how are people getting them done? Usually news of someone offering these injections will travel by word of mouth. So maybe you'll be at your beauty salon getting your nails done.
Yeah.
And, the woman sitting next to you will, start talking about, someone she knows that's doing this or has this gotten this done. That's generally how people find out. Sometimes on the web too, like in forums, people will like post asking, does anyone in the area know like who does injections?
And a lot of
etc.
times it's like, who is doing these injections?
Right. So and a lot of times they claim to be medical professionals. I'm sure some of them are in like some capacity, like maybe they're like a physician's assistant or a nurse, or maybe some of them are like actual like,
Yeah, 'cause
certified
a lot of
doctors,
them
but they're
Get access to this shit. Like, so they work like in these facilities.
but they're doing it off. Well, and I'll get into that too, what exactly they're injecting. But they're definitely like, it's not above board. Like, even if a real doctor is doing these injections, like they would lose their license if they were caught.
Oh,
Because it's
really?
it's completely illegal.
Everything about it.
There are no legitimate butt injections, not even if you go to a plastic surgeon.
Really?
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
no, legit.
no.
Don't get your butt injected at all, JB.
So
Not at all.
I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into the why a little bit later. Kind of back to how does it go down? Usually it's like in the back of these beauty salons, like where you hear about it. Sometimes they're being done in the back, like where they would do the waxing maybe. Or they're done if you've ever been to like one of those meta spas where they do like the laser hair removal
Oh yeah.
and stuff like that. Sometimes it'll be like that same kind of like you might be there for a legitimate procedure and then you hear about, oh, well, so-and-so is going to be in next week doing these injections. Do you want in?
While you're getting your cool sculpting, you can also get your butt injected.
Oh, sounds great.
They'll also do them in like hotel or motel rooms. Sometimes women will even go in together and have pumping parties where they all get injected.
I do not like that sound.
A pumping party.
I do not like that. No, thank you.
It sounds like a breast milk pumping party.
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
what I was thinking about. It sounds like they're all women all sitting around with like those suction cups on their titties.
I don't want that. No, thank you.
Going. Did you ever hear a breast pump machine?
No.
No.
One time I had to call somebody on the phone at work. I was calling this colleague and I was talking to her and then I hear this noise in the background. I was like, are you are you pumping? She's like, yeah, sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. I was just like, I just hear the machine.
I'm
like,
in the milking machine right
yeah,
now.
I'm being milked.
They don't have a room for them to do that?
No, she was in the room. Yeah,
Oh.
but I was talking to her on the phone. But
Oh,
she was,
got it. I thought
she
you
had-
walked in. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was talking to her on the phone, like in the office. So she was in the milking room, like, you know, in the pumping room. The
Got
milking
it.
room.
Yeah.
She is having her teats.
We call it the mother's room at my job.
The mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. So they're totally not above board. They're not sterile. So when people go to get this done, it's not like there's no anesthesia. Well, not that you would really need it, but there's no sterilization procedure. You don't know if the room is clean. They're not really using anything antiseptic.
Yeah.
Do they even have
sometimes-
some Lysol wipes?
it probably varies. It probably varies by who's doing, but sometimes they'll even reuse the needles.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's one person's account of the procedure that he got done.
Okay.
And this is from a Refinery 29 article. So he was not told what the substance was exactly when he got there, but was given the impression it was a legitimate enhancement substance. And he was told that the woman doing the procedure was a doctor, and he didn't at the time really see any reason to disbelieve that. And he did say the woman doing the procedure he liked her a lot, that she was very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So he described the needle as having the largest gauge he had ever seen, and the substance was a very thick gel. They had told him it was a they told him it was a version of a legitimate filler that gets used in your face. But they told him that unlike normal fillers, it would last longer because fillers generally go away after a couple months.
Yeah.
So at this point, this is what he was being told. He said the vial that the gel was in the syringe was about 1 inch in diameter, 4 inches long, and it took 4 vials per cheek.
That's a lot of pumping.
Oh, that probably hurt so bad. Like, so that's like 4 different like stabs in the butt.
He described the pain as being beyond anything he had ever imagined.
Oh, pain is beauty.
He said he figured it's what it was like his butt muscles were being shredded.
Oh my god.
And they almost didn't go through with the second cheek, but in the end didn't want to have a lopsided butt.
ass.
So they went through with it, and he said he blacked out during the second cheek.
Oh my god, I would too. That sounds horrible.
And so the rest of his story, he didn't have any severe issues like some of the other ones I'm going to go into a little bit later. He said at first he got the exact results he was hoping for, like exact. But over time,
Nice and bubble butt.
and
bubble,
also
bubble butt.
it had been done over a decade before. So he's had this stuff in his butt for like over 10 years. And he said,
So the initial injection, like even though it hurt so bad, it was fine and he had great results.
he had great results, but as he got older and gained weight, it like the way like the fat distributed around whatever was injected into his butt, like distributed weirdly. And he said he now has like he has like a divot in one of his ass cheeks, and he's afraid to be naked in front of anyone. And now with like now that he's read, like now that he realizes what probably actually happened to him, and he's afraid to, like, he doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to know what's inside of him, but he's afraid that like one day it's gonna like totally fuck him up.
Yeah. That's the thing with all this plastic surgery stuff is like if you get breast implants, like it's not like that's forever. You're gonna have to get them exchanged like in 10 years. Breast implants last about 10 years. And then after that, like your body forms like calcification around it and stuff, and it's just like your body, like they get all hard and stuff, and you have to get new ones done. Like it's so if you commit to something like that, like you're committing to something like having surgery, like getting them like changed out like several times throughout your lifespan if you want to keep having that aesthetic, which is like so wild.
Yeah.
Because you don't ever hear about that aspect of plastic surgery. It's just like, oh look, they got it,
Right.
they got fixed, and they're gonna be fine forever. But like implants, like if you put a foreign object in your body will reject it eventually. It doesn't want it there.
Yeah, that's not surprising. So, going back to the point about it being like an unknown gel, that's how he described it. Usually the victims are being told, they're either told it's silicone or they're told it's a hydrogel. And this tends to be reassuring because both of those have totally common, totally legitimate FDA-approved applications in plastic surgery. And especially if you're not someone who's super knowledgeable about the specifics of how these substances are used in a legitimate way, you're probably like, oh yeah, that sounds great. So, and then I actually had to look this up. So for anyone who doesn't know what hydrogel means in terms of plastic surgery, because I didn't, it's fillers. So when you read about, oh, this celebrity got like fillers, that's hydrogel.
Sometimes
Things
it's
like
hyaluronic acid.
yes, yeah. So like what Juvederm, Restylane,
Oh yeah,
Sculptra. I learned so much researching this.
Everything that Kylie Jenner has in her big fake ass lips.
So this is what people are told, but that is actually misleading at best and an outright lie at the worst. So when silicone is used for illegal butt injections, they're not using medical grade silicone. They're using industrial grade silicone from like Home Depot, the kind of stuff you would use to seal your tiles.
Oh gosh.
Number one, the problem in that is that's not fucking sterile.
No, exactly. It's not.
Like-
It's full of God knows what.
Number two, you don't want to inject free silicone into your subcutaneous tissue.
No, and that's why that's why there is no such thing as legal butt injections. Well, that's half of the reason why. Yes,
my
injecting
God.
silicone. So these people who are told, oh, well, it's a silicone injection, and they think, oh, well, silicone implants, this and that, it must be fine. It's not. Yeah, don't get silicone injected into your body. As for the hydrogel possibility, it's not. Like, it's either because hydrogel is very, very expensive and its effects go away after a few months, maybe a year at most. So it's not practical. Like, if you want to get your butt done, you just have to get it done again in a little bit. And one plastic surgeon estimated that in order to inject a butt with enough real, sterile, like legitimate hydrogel to do an entire like butt job, it would literally cost $1 million just for the product.
What? So if it was legal,
He was
it
comparing.
would be too expensive to even do?
It would be it would be that expensive, and then it would and then after a few months it would have gone away.
Wow.
So he calculated that based on how many cc's he tends to use for like a typical, because hydrogels, it's generally for your face, so it's like filling out the small areas in your face.
Yeah.
So based on how many cc's he uses, in faces and how much that costs, and then kind of extrapolating that to, well, how many cc's of that shit would you need to like inflate a butt? Literally. So it's completely impractical.
Inflate a butt.
So if you're told like, yeah, we do, it's like a hydrogel, and they're only charging you like a couple hundred, even just a couple $1,000s, that hydrogel is either like from an extremely shady source. Like if it's real, then it's stolen. And then if it's like contaminated or in some way not usable, or it's not even hydrogel. They're using something else, like probably again the Home Depot silicone.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, did you run into a list of the various things that have been injected?
Oh yes.
Ooh, yay.
So in addition to industrial grade silicone,
Wait, before you go, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but did you ever hear the anecdote that Home Depot is for dads and Lowe's is for lesbians?
I never heard that.
No.
I just heard that. That was an internet meme one time, and I thought it was kind of cute.
Was there any like reasoning for it?
I don't know. It's fine. All right.
Anyway, back to butts.
So here's is probably an incomplete list of things that they have found that have been injected illegally into butts. Fix-A-Flat.
Oh, like the shit that you put in your tires.
Yep.
That's what I need.
Caulk.
Cock.
Meh.
Delicious cock.
This is one, apparently cement.
Oh.
That I don't fully understand, but
See, that's wild. Like
Yeah.
cement is so heavy.
and mineral oil are all things that have been found in people's butts. And then often the injection sites are closed with super glue.
It's fine. It's just like stitches, but cheaper.
Oh, liquid stitches. Super. Oh my God, that's terrible.
So we touched on this already. So like why don't plastic surgeons offer safe butt injections? And I said they don't exist. So Hydrogel, completely impractical. Like we covered that. Too expensive and it's not permanent. There is one type of filler. It's called Sculptra. We mentioned it before. It can be used off-label for butt injections. That means it's only like approved for the face, but a real, like a physician can use it off-label in someone's butt. And there's anecdotal evidence that it works. And it's safe, but it will only last for a few months. So that is literally your only option for a butt injection. It will be not permanent. So it's like good for like what? Like New Year's.
Yeah, if you need
Like-
your butt to look
like
good
for a
for an
party.
event.
Yeah.
Maybe your wedding, you need your booty to be looking on point.
And it
It
would
needs
probably
to be popping.
and it would probably be really expensive. And probably not the $1 million that doctor estimated. Anyway, that's your only route.
Oh my
As
God.
for silicone, we also touch on this, as you said, Heather. It's not safe to inject into your body, free flowing. It's not what it's for.
Cutaneous.
Ugh.
So when you inject the silicone, it will separate into all these little blobby bits, which
Ugh.
can then travel anywhere in your body.
Hmm.
If the injector hits a vein instead of your butt meat, it will. The silicone enters your bloodstream and causes an embolism, and you die.
Yeah, that's
so that's
really
actually how a lot of
bad.
people die on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a pulmonary embolism, there's a few different types of them. There's like you can get one from a blood clot, you can get one from an air, which is an air embolism,
Mm.
or you can get one from like silicone.
Yeah.
Like and it's a clot of silicone that flies. It goes so the vein returns into the heart and it gets pumped into the heart and like then into the lungs right after that, and once it gets into the clot gets into the lungs, like it kills you like that.
So that is the other way. So it can cause the embolism. That happens in the heart, right? The embolism.
The embolism travels through the heart and gets into the lungs.
Okay, so-
yeah, so pulmonary embolism is meaning it's called a pulmonary embolism, meaning it occludes the pulmonary veins, like basically the veins going into
Got it.
from the heart into the
Got it.
lungs.
So the other way it can like really fuck you up is it gets into your lungs, but instead of causing an embolism, it causes severe respiratory problems, which can also
Yeah.
lead to your death. Let's say the silicone goes where it's supposed to and relatively stays put, and you like the results at first. Over time, things go south, and they start to look and feel really bad. It'll harden up, maybe sink, get that like divot that one man described.
I just like imagine like feeling your butt, like just with your hand and just feeling around and just feeling all kinds of like various little like granulally
It's
like,
terrifying.
like crumbles in there. Like
JB's touching her
I'm
butt.
touching my butt right now.
I know it's making me want to touch my butt too.
It feels fine and squishy.
yeah, it's good to
For
feel
all the
squishy.
listeners out there,
So,
Our butts feel good.
our butts feel good.
So a woman from Georgia who received silicone injections like this, she went to someone who she had been told was a medical professional, but who actually was an interior designer / florist.
Okay.
And she died from blood clots. It said shortly after. I don't know if it was on the table or like a little bit later, but
Yeah.
she died. When the medical examiner did the autopsy, he cut into the butt to see what they had injected into her.
slicing that butt meat.
And when he sliced her butt open, there was so much silicone just floating around in her butt. It spilled out all over the floor.
Did it look like a loaf?
It looks
I-
like
well-
gel. It looks like jelly. Like it looks like Jello. It's like clear Jello or yellowy Jello.
But like inside of your butt, did it look like pimento loaf but with silicone? And you cut into a butt that's just
Unclear.
Kind of not. It's like from what I watch on Botched. I watch them like cut open people's
Mhm.
butts all the time, and their and a lot of times their breasts is they'll have all these like bad boob jobs because the silicone implant will rupture, and then there'll be free flowing silicone all up in that boobie, and he'll like slice it open. Dr. Dubrow will slice it open, and it'll just all come like he pulls it out. It's like it's sticky Jello, like it's so fucking like disgusting, and you can't always get all of it. They can't always get all of it.
Yes. I'm going to get to that too. So, what other fucked up things can happen to you if you get these injections?
what?
Lots.
people just start throwing money at you when you walk down the street because you got a sweet ass butt, right?
You got a bubble butt.
Maybe, but also hard lumps called granulomas, divots in the flesh, which we discussed,
Ugh, not a smooth bum, not
No.
a smooth look.
polyps,
Ugh.
boils,
Ugh.
skin discoloration, infection, necrosis.
Ugh.
Dead skin. Ugh.
It can also, whatever you get injected can fuse itself onto your organs or cause septic shock.
No.
So another story, another woman, she survived her ordeal, so she did not die. She got the injections because she felt insecure about what she called a pancake butt and felt this was the only option available for her to feel good about herself.
I agree.
And she found out about them at her beauty salon. And she went through several rounds of injections over some, I think, like a few weeks or months. And after that, the injection sites all became hard and extremely painful.
Ugh.
So then she went to actual doctors to have the material removed. And that's when she learned she had been injected with the industrial grade silicone.
Oh my God.
And she ended up getting a staph infection and eventually had to have her hands and feet all amputated.
Oh my God. That bad.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. So I guess like she obviously had sepsis. Like she had blood infection. Like her whole blood had infection running all throughout it.
So, I mean, basically, like, if you get a butt injection, either you immediately regret it or you regret it eventually.
Oh my God.
From
Don't do
from
it.
what I
Don't
found.
do it. This is wow. I didn't know that there was no safe butt injections at all. I knew they were like, you hear about the horror stories on botched and stuff, but I didn't know that there was just like, don't ever do it.
No. And so if you actually, because in my research, I went to a couple plastic surgery websites to see, because I did, that was one of my questions. Well, what about real butt injections? And that's when I learned there are no real butt injections. Not really. Like there's the one kind of that I talked about, but no, like for what these women want to achieve, like there is no injection for that that's safe.
Wow.
So kind of on the same topic of this, this woman went to some doctors to get the material removed. Can doctors reverse the damage done by these injections? And the answer is maybe sometimes. So plastic surgeons can and do routinely do the work, as you said, on botched. You see it all the time, of repairing illegal butt injections, but the results will vary. So the industrial silicone tends to bond to what's inside your butt and is extremely difficult to remove.
Oh.
One woman who spent $6,000 on a series of butt injections as a quick fix, because in the article it pointed out that this woman was actually, she wasn't like part of like the marginalized communities I was talking about before. She was a well-respected businesswoman in her area. She was well off, but she wanted something that would be quick and easy and get her the results she wanted really fast. And, and it was a bargain. She ended up with her butt turned purple and caved in on itself.
Oh my God. Oh.
And then she spent $70,000 having the damage repaired by a real doctor.
$70,000.
So if they can fix it, it costs a lot. But the removal can cause scarring. And in some cases, it can even cause more harm than good by potentially spreading around whatever it is that got put in your butt.
Gotta get a buttectomy.
Wow. Oh my God.
That is some Dr. Nick shit.
Oh my God. Doctor says I need a buttectomy.
So in conclusion, don't fucking do it. Don't do it, Jen.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Your butt is great the way it is.
It is pretty great, but it could be greater. I'm not going to say I'm going to turn it down if somebody offers me a butt injection, but I won't seek it out.
After learning all of that, you'd still do it.
I mean, that one guy who had the butt injection that looked cool for years, and then he just got like a little divide in his butt.
It ruined his life.
It would not ruin my life if I couldn't get naked in front of somebody.
It doesn't feel good. It's all hard and
like.
But imagine you'd be able to sit and like it'd be very firm.
Sometimes you can't sit.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Justine. And now we've got JB. What have you've got a top butt stuff?
Butt stuff.
I'm not talking about butts at all.
What are you gonna? But do you have something that can maybe top the grossness of butt injections?
I don't want to say it's going to top the butt injections. However, it is going to be literally higher in the body.
It's going to be a companion piece.
Yes, they're friends.
They're friends.
So today I want to talk about some natural beauty techniques. Because if it's natural, it's automatically good, right, friends?
Big naturals.
Totally.
Although, I mean, in doing research for this little show here, the natural option is almost always way more fucking disgusting than the chemical version.
Oh, really?
I think so personally. Like, do you recall our earlier episodes involving such topics as ambergris and carmine?
Yeah.
Those are the two that came to my mind.
Amber, like animal byproducts are
They're
always
natural
pretty
though.
gross.
Super natural, but also gross. And today, the natural beauty aids, the origins, a lot of them, they're coming from the general theme of the reproductive system.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first, my friends, let's talk about sperm.
Sperm.
What isn't it good for?
What isn't sperm good for? Well, it's definitely. I don't know.
All right.
It's not good for staying not pregnant.
Yeah, it's
It's not good for that. Now, I want you
it's
guys.
not good for me. I don't want any of those pregnancies.
I want you guys to think about the famous scene in There's Something About Mary. You know,
Yeah.
with the jism in the hair.
Yes.
She uses jizz as like hair goo.
Well, because she gets jizz in her hair and then she just makes the best of a bad situation.
No, I think she doesn't know what
She
it
doesn't.
is.
She thinks it's hair
Oh.
gel.
She thinks
yeah,
it's
that
hair
is
gel.
right.
She's
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh, give me some
Might
of
be.
this.
Yeah, she sees it on him because
And
he
then she's
just
like,
finished. He just finished
yeah.
jacking it, and she's like, "Oh, hair gel, great! I need some," or something like that.
And then she
puts
just rubs the jizz in her hair.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Sweet, I look awesome, like a flock of seagulls."
Yeah.
She did. And it was a fucking gross thing. Now, just imagine paying an arm and a leg for the privilege of somebody having massaged sperm, specifically bull semen, into your hair.
Ew.
Why?
It seems like it was a hot trend for a minute about 5 years ago. I wasn't really able to find anybody who's doing this right now. I guess they've moved on to bigger and greater things.
Some guy had like a surplus of bull semen. He's like, I'm gonna
I
try and
don't
make
know.
this trendy so I can offload it real quick.
There is still a company out there called Imprevo. The brand of the shampoo is Imprevo from the company Natural Protein Company
Oh,
that uses bovine seminal plasma in their shampoo.
Oh my god, that's a thing. Bovine seminal plasma.
But whenever bull sperm was the peak of its glory,
Mm-hmm.
there was a salon in London called Harry's that offered a bull semen treatment wherein a refrigerated straw full of bull semen, Angus Aberdeen bull, was mixed with some Catera, which is a plant extract, leaving a light, full, odorless finish for only a cool $135. Now, my main man Harry thought that the protein in the semen would complement the protein in the hair molecules.
did it?
People raved about it. It was popular for a minute, but clearly they're not doing the service anymore, so they found a better way.
I feel like there's easier ways to get protein than jacking off a bull.
Agreed.
I think in one of the articles I was reading about this salon, he said that he would keep doing it as long as the bulls kept cooperating, and I did not like that.
Oh, those poor bowls.
They're just, well, whatever. They just kept getting masturbated over and over again.
Yeah, maybe they liked it.
Yeah, Justine. God,
Maybe
they.
it's good for them.
Wow.
Pleasure.
Also, I did find a place in America that was doing it. The salon is now defunct.
Surprise, surprise. Bunch of hipster shit.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have to interrupt you really quickly.
Yeah.
TB just put his face into somebody's Ugg boot.
That was mine.
Oh, cute. He does. He does like foot stink.
I got stinky feet.
Okay, that was all.
All right. And it was more or less the same thing. But the thing I thought was gross about this place was that they called the hair treatment animal style.
Ah!
like fucking In-N-Out burger.
But this was in London, right?
No, this was the one in America, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
of course
anybody
we-
doesn't know, In-N-Out Burger is that's a more of a West Coast fast food chain. They don't really have them on the East Coast, but they have like kind of like a secret menu. And if you ask for their burgers or their fries animal style, it means you get like it's basically like Thousand Island dressing and like onions. Yeah.
It's good.
I know it's technically the secret menu. It is not a secret.
No,
everyone knows it.
Literally
It's just-
everyone orders it like that.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
not on the physical menu,
Right.
but everybody knows what animal sauce is. Animal style, sorry.
That's right. Got to order double
Animal style.
animal style. Anyway,
That's what you get when you go to In-N-Out burger. That's what I
Mhm.
get. All right. So what other disgusting things can you put in your hair?
I don't know what.
Off mic briefly while Heather was whizzing, me and Justine discussed people put eggs in their hair.
Yeah, there's
That's-
proteins in eggs.
That's pretty gross. People put mayonnaise in their hair.
Well, that makes that's the same thing as eggs because there's egg whites in mayonnaise.
Yeah.
People rub peanut butter in their hair to get gum out of it.
Sure. Yeah.
What about placentas?
Wow, we never discussed that as a use for placenta.
Yeah. To be fair,
To be fair.
actually, when I was doing the research, I totally forgot that I did this when I was like in my 20s. I bought a placenta product at Sally Beauty.
What?
What? Was it real? It couldn't have been real
I
placenta.
don't know. I didn't do due diligence.
Whose placenta? Human?
I don't know.
If it was human, there's no way.
There's no way.
It probably
There's
was
no way it
not.
was cheap.
I will say I've gotten like Korean sheet masks that say placenta, but it's a vegetable placenta, and I don't really know what that
The
means.
fuck is
I
that?
love
And
that.
maybe that's what you had.
I don't. It came in a little vial. Put it on my hair. It was fine.
Did it do anything? Did it make your hair sheen?
No, I was real grossed out because I was putting placenta in my hair, and I was mad at myself for buying the thing. But I was poor, so I had to use it. Like I bought it in like an impulse of being like weird and wacky, and I was like, oh no, why did I do this? Anyway, but when I was doing some research into the placentas that they use in hair treatments, most of the placenta treatments use animal placentas, and the most common animal is sheep placenta.
That would make sense to
Oh.
me for some reason. Like I feel like there's just sheep everywhere.
Now, using placenta in your hair, why would you use a placenta in your hair? To grow a baby in it?
The nutrients.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, there's nutrients in a placenta, right?
I don't know. It's supposed to make your hair stronger, thicker, shinier, more vibrant, able to lift a bus off of a dying child, etc.
or out of a sinkhole.
Yes. Like it's supposed to give your hair magical powers. But most commercial products actually do not contain much placenta at all.
Oh no,
Well, that's not shocking.
Kel Surprise.
Whoa, rude. The only positive about that is actually rubbing a bunch of placenta on your head all of the time is exposing yourself to an unnecessary amount of estrogen, and that is not a good idea.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that makes sense.
So it's kind of good you're getting a placenta or a placebo on your placenta.
A placenta placebo.
A placenta placebo.
That's a really good tongue twister.
it is.
Apply the placenta placebo.
So I thought that was gross, but I really wasn't able to find a ton of information on the placenta treatment. But I would suggest do not do placentas.
Got it.
All right. And I just wanted to touch on a couple of things before I got to the real topic.
Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
real
Yeah.
topic's coming up.
Oh, yeah. Then we're going to get into the meat. And finally, what we all been waiting for, and I'm about to make some noises. Foreskin facials.
Oh,
I feel like this is one of the topics we've been kind of poking at, talking about for a little bit. The foreskin facials.
yeah.
All right.
I'm
Now,
excited because I want to learn.
you want to learn about foreskins?
Do we have a choice?
Nope, I'm going to talk about it anyway. Haha. Now, there are two different ways I found that foreskins are being used in beauty products.
Two?
There's two. I
can't believe there's one.
well, every part of the buffalo, man.
Ah.
All right. Now, the first less invasive way is through a cream called Skin Medica, touted by none other than billionaire Oprah.
Oprah.
Wow.
Oprah she looks good, right?
Was it one of her favorite things?
I don't know, but it is one of her favorite things.
Yeah.
It gets the Oprah seal of approval.
Oh, yeah.
The cream uses foreskin fibroblasts, which are little tiny flakes of skin from infants' foreskins that are cultivated into labs and used to grow additional skin cells.
Oh, my God.
I have so many questions about this, but I'm going to hold off on the assumption you're going to probably answer them. I will wait.
This just seems
until the
so
end.
morally questionable already.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to get all to the moral discussion.
If you're going to take my child's foreskin, I want compensated.
Well,
I don't think it's like they come into your house in the middle of the night and cut and circumcise your baby and say, haha, I'm going to the bank.
Yeah,
I
would
want to know what
imagine-
the harvesting is like.
I would imagine. Okay, I'm assuming you're going to get into this.
Yes.
So
I
I'm
mean,
going to let you get into it.
I was like, we could talk about that now. It's fine. No, they're not like going out and like harvesting and like farming foreskins. It's just medical waste from circumcisions.
oh my god.
do people like give their consent for the?
No, it's just
foreskins to be-
medical waste.
It's just medical waste. It's just
Really?
being
Yeah.
discarded.
Okay.
And so
I do find that I do find that morally questionable. Then
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
because I would. Yeah, it's one thing, and also if this stuff is like expensive, right?
Oh yeah, it's real expensive.
So like these people aren't even being compensated for
Nope.
this valuable. Oh yeah, that's all kinds of fucked up. That
Yeah.
shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to buy medical waste.
A newborn foreskin on the black market goes for $100,000.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Sell your baby boy's foreskin.
$100,000.
Pay for their college.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Holy shit!
If you're into circumcising, you might as well make some money.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
But and so instead, like the people who make these creams, they buy it for pennies on the dollar from the hospitals because
Right.
it's medical waste.
Yep. So then it goes to like skin or like stem cell banks, and they take all the cells out. And I don't know, they do their science shit to it. I did not research how they extract stem cells from foreskin.
I still feel like you should be able to like opt out of having your tissue used in stem cell research. Is that not the case?
It may be the case in the United States. Most
but
of these,
elsewhere.
primarily the foreskin that is harvested for these creams and the later surgeries that I'm going to talk about is from South Korea.
Wow.
South Korea has a massive beauty / plastic surgery.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Massive.
SoCo. Yes. Korean beauty is a
Yes.
huge thing.
So, I mean, our American listeners, their foreskins might not be being harvested for these sorts of things, but
Korean foreskins are definitely are.
well, I mean, I don't know if every Korean foreskin is, but if you have foreskin in your beauty products, it's probably South Korean.
Oh, really? Because you know what? I didn't know that like Koreans got circumcised on the reg. Because I know in Europe, you know, Europeans, English people, and all that stuff, they don't get circumcised. You know, they all have, you know, tube snakes.
Well, unless they're Jewish, of course.
Yeah, unless they're Jews, of course. But like, it's not like in America where they're just like,
Everyone does it,
everybody
yeah.
just does it. Which you know, we can go into that like a lot, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
right now.
I'd kind of thought the same thing, and then I went into one of the skincare subreddits on this thing, and there was obviously people who are a bit up in arms about circumcisions, which that's a whole different topic.
Right.
But I guess they do, but they circumcise a little later in life, it seemed, from what I read.
South Koreans.
Yeah, like when they're children versus newborns.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so this is children foreskin.
I don't know that. This is the older children is what I gathered from the subreddit, but I don't know exactly. That I don't know. So that's all hearsay.
I don't like any of this.
No, well, I'm too poor to buy any of this anyway, so I feel comfortable. This isn't like sneaking the squished up beetles into my product.
Mm.
You have to go out of your way to get the foreskin. So anyway, they've got these foreskins. They got all the cells extracted from the medical waste. And mostly it's used by rich ladies and gentlemen to make themselves look all pretty. But there is a legit medical use that they do, like burn victims will buy this because it helps them regenerate new skin.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Because the stem cells in the product.
that's
Okay.
cool.
I'm all right with that. then.
Wait, so the same product that rich people are buying to slather on their skin for beauty that burn victims also use to regenerate skin, or is it a different
No,
product?
it's the same thing. It like kind of does the same because it regenerates cell growth.
But that's something that you can.
But it's like literally the same product.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see that a lot where rich people will buy something that like medical that people actually need. But like for example, people will there's these trucks in Las Vegas that you can they're called like alcohol like hangover recovery trucks where you just go and you get an IV and like those IVs are needed for like medical purposes, but you can pay for one if you're a rich person or you just feel like being frivolous.
I was aware of that. Although as far as I'm concerned, I don't like getting an IV stuck into me is not a like happy alternative to just being hungover and sleeping it off.
Oh, I would prefer the IV.
Oh no.
I mean, is it quicker?
Day of the week. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you get an IV of some normal saline and within 30 minutes of getting the infusion, you'll be fine.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Back to the foreskin. Though this company who has the cream, Gimedica, they do insist that there is no actual foreskin in their product. They want to make sure you know that. Just the growth hormones extracted from the cells.
Got it. So it's not bits of foreskin or mashed up foreskin. It's just derived from foreskin.
If that makes you feel better about it.
Not really, but okay.
Yeah, I don't. Me neither. All right. But what if that's not enough for you?
Oh, then what?
What if never enough?
What if you need to look younger with more foreskin?
Forever young. I need to be forever young with more foreskin.
You need more extreme foreskin beauty.
What are my options?
Well, my friend, you're in luck. Because there are salons offering foreskin facials which will inject the product into you.
What? Oh my god, no.
Wait, is this are these like legitimate injections or are these like the butt injections where like
Oh no, they're legit. They're legit
like
salons like
who are like licensed and doing it sterile.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like these stem cells derived from foreskins are getting injected into your face.
Yes.
Okay.
But like all the cool kids are doing it. Kate Blanchett looks great.
Oh my god, she's flawless.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Perfect looking. Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
All ladies in their 40s and above who look like babies.
And they've all gotten these done.
They love foreskin facials.
Okay.
I mean, they do all look great, but there's something like uncanny about like the way their skin looks. I don't know. Like they don't look young. Like they would never be mistaken for 20-somethings.
They just look smooth.
Yes.
Right.
They look old and smooth.
Right.
It's uncanny. And that's not, and that's not
That's not a dig. It's
they
just
just
what it is.
look smooth.
Yeah, it's just there's something off of, I don't know. It's not the
Yeah.
same. It's not the same as like looking young.
Yeah, it's not like what your mom looks like.
You're like, you're certainly putting off aging, like, or you're not. It's anyway. That's all I have to say about that.
But I will say, and I do like this, that my girl and your girl, Sandy B, does call this procedure the penis facial.
I love Sandra Bullock. She's so funny.
It makes me happy.
She's real.
So where can you do this? There is a salon in Manhattan's Upper East Side. Very fancy already.
Of course, New York. Where else?
The Georgia Louise Atelier Salon offers what they call the Hollywood EGF facial. EGF standing for epidermal growth factor.
Oh.
Now, it will only cost you about $650 plus the tip.
Oh, only. How much
After they give you the tip.
How much are you supposed to fucking tip?
You just have 20%
20%.
$650.
I guess
which
about
is
a grand.
Well,
A grand? What?
No, 20% on $650 would be $130.
No, that's a hefty.
So about
meatball.
$800. Ish.
Right?
Yeah.
I did that's the math. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Don't ask me. I'm not doing math for fun.
All right. When you go to get this facial, so you go in and they give you a peel and they wash you.
Wash you? Shut up. They wash you.
They wash your face and they give you a peel, like as you do. And they have a little gun full of 12 needles, and they just pump this formula.
This is like a tattoo gun.
Yeah, just like a tattoo, they pump you full of the foreskin serum. Now they pump it deep into your skin because the foreskin cells are supposed to help produce collagen and elastin, and injecting it into the skin helps them work more efficiently, giving you the appearance of fewer wrinkles, improved skin tone, and eternal youth.
Oh, yeah.
Eternal youth.
Almost like bathing in the blood of virgins. Almost as good as
Except
that.
she didn't do
Almost.
So
Less murdering, though.
let's
Yeah.
murder.
Check out one of our old episodes to hear about the full story of Elizabeth Bathory, courtesy of Justine.
I wish I could remember which one that was, but I don't.
I
It's
know.
called What a Bloody Mess.
What a bloody mess.
Anyway.
Check out our previous episode. It was great.
So what's the science behind all of this? All right. Gail Naughton, an expert in regenerative medicine, says the properties of foreskin cells, because they are newborn cells, secrete high amounts of growth, and they have high regenerative factors.
They're just constantly like making.
Because they're brand new. They're brand new cells, baby. They just got born on that dick.
They're so fucking excited. They're
Yeah.
just like,
They're like Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
But is it really necessary to use foreskin cells to reap these benefits?
Is it? Is it?
Naughton says that recently scientists have been able to use just embryonic stem cells and multiponent stem cells from marrow and fat cells, which are even more powerful in stimulating new growth. For example, fun fact, if you perform surgery on a fetus, it will be born scar-free because their cells regenerate.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
what's fresher than a newborn?
What?
A fetus.
A fetus. That fresh fetus.
I find that even more disturbing.
Well, if you don't want to use foreskin cells, then you got to use embryo cells.
Well, because then they're getting, okay, this is getting really sad, but like where would they get fetus stem cells from? Like
I'm guessing-
fetuses that didn't make it, right?
Shushmortions?
yeah, probably.
Miscarriage. Like, oh, that's so. I just find that really just like dark.
Dude, yeah, like tons of miscarriages happen. Like, don't even think, like, let's not even talk about abortion. Tons and tons of miscarriages happen.
Yeah.
Like, almost every single woman I know that has had a baby or tried to have a baby has had a miscarriage.
And I'm not. So just to be clear, I'm in favor of stem cell research. Like that's so, I am. And so I don't have a problem with that. It's just the idea of buying something, like paying money for a beauty product that came from like
Someone's misfortune.
yeah.
That's some
It's
haunted ass
so-
beauty.
Yeah.
That's some haunted ass beauty's products.
Yeah, that's
That
some
is-
bad fucking karma.
Bad juju.
I'm more intrigued by, you said the bone marrow and the fat.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So-
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's intriguing. Could you, but do we mean, does it have to be from like babies
Is
or
it
can it be
from
from
a fetus?
anyone?
This was from the embryonic stem cells.
This is from the fetus.
So like the embryonic marrow and the embryonic fat cells.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Yeah.
thinking, like, what if you could get your own fat cells extracted and then petri dished and then gotten the stem cells from that and have that turned into your facial product, so you'd get like lipo plus like young skin.
I
All
mean, that's
from you.
next level science.
How about
But I don't think that science has gotten there yet.
Oh,
How about this suggestion? How about we just all age gracefully?
No, absolutely not.
you're sitting with two people who like severely dye their hair.
Yes. Well, I'm a natural blonde.
I used to dye my
Fucking
hair
fuck
a
you.
lot.
You carry blonde well. I thought you were natural blonde when I met you.
No way.
I did.
JB, not me. JB's not a natural blonde, but she is.
I know she's not
very blonde
now.
right now.
I'm
Yeah.
very blonde. I'm platinum blonde.
You carry it well. Anyway.
Thank you. But so you think this is too sick for you?
Yeah, I'm already like really fucked up about this.
All right. Well, I mean,
Does it get worse?
no, that's about what I have, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, this is the procedure that exists, and well, I'm okay with using the foreskin, like the facial thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to use the embryo thing. That
Yeah.
kind of gives me the wiggins.
Now that I've
Yeah.
heard the alternatives, I'm like, yeah, sure, foreskin, totally fine.
Especially since there's not a lot of actual foreskin in it. They're extracting the cells and the hormones and just rubbing foreskin hormones on my face, that's fine. I'll do that.
Did we talk about how much like the cream costs?
Oh, how much?
The Oprah stuff costs $225 for
Like an ounce?
yeah. for an ounce.
That's, I mean, more than I would pay for moisturizer, but it's not. I thought it would cost more because there's definitely shit that's like 600, like really, really fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like
No, yeah. So
that. I mean, I would classify that as if you really wanted to fucking do it, you would splurge on it. Like I splurged on this hat that I'm wearing.
Yes.
So
I mean,
you do you.
I would not buy this.
No,
like,
me neither.
right now in my current life. But if I were Oprah rich, I would definitely buy this.
Oh fuck yeah.
You, Heather?
I don't know. I don't know if I would.
Would you do any of the foreskin beauty?
It's hard to say because, like,
I think I've come around on it now.
this is such a privileged thing for me to say because I look a lot.
Yeah, not that
younger.
you need it.
I look really young. Like, I'm 36 years old, but I persistently have people like, you look like in your early 20s.
She literally gets carded. That's not flattering.
I just got carded buying this White Claw.
Ah!
I did, and it's nice, it's flattering and stuff, and but I hated it when I was younger. When I was like 18 years old, I looked like I was 12.
Well, I went through the same, like, I remember when I got my driver's license, the people at the DMV were like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way you should be driving. A lot of the people I work with, especially the younger ones, they just assume I'm closer to their age. And when they find out I'm over 30, they're
shocked.
They're shocked. And then when they find out how much over 30 I am, they like practically pass out and die,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is like really sweet and it really warms my heart. But I'm going to say, I really do think at this point, I am honestly like anyone who thinks I'm under 30, I honestly don't know. I don't know where they're coming from
It's
with
just
that.
because you're so hip.
No.
Yeah, you're too cool.
Oh God.
You're
no.
too cool.
But I definitely look like I'm in my 30s, just maybe not as much into my 30s.
I think it's people in their 20s cannot see somebody over 30 being cool. So
No, but not at my job. That's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
non-issue. So
Yeah.
all right, never mind. I got
But
nothing.
you're cool 30s, very hip 30s.
Oh God, let's stop talking. I'm gonna cut all that out.
Don't do it. Justine is cool.
Stop.
She's so cool.
Oh my God, I'm not.
All right, so let's.
Anyway.
Are we ready to wrap this shit
Let's
up?
wrap this shit up.
Let's wrap it up in a bow.
Sickest thing of the week in a good way. Go.
Oh fuck, I wasn't ready for this one.
I have one.
Okay.
The sickest thing that's so good is something I just discovered. It's a new Taco Bell feature menu item.
Ooh.
Oh God, I can't remember.
Oh, I'm
exactly what
hungry.
it's
Tell me about
called.
it.
But basically, it is a hard taco inside, and then a soft taco wrapped around it, and then inside the hard taco is like those like crunchy Frito bits that are
Oh,
red.
fuck yeah.
And yeah, it's like a hard taco with like crunchy Frito bits. So it's like extra crunchy, and I love me a crunchy taco, and it's like, yes, Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is great.
So that's my favorite thing of the week.
That's a good addition to the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it now every time that I get Taco Bell until they decide to stop carrying it.
Good to have goals.
Yeah.
In life. I remembered what mine is.
What?
It actually happened today. So I don't know if you guys heard of CoStar Astrology.
Yeah.
It's like a website and an app.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only on
And
Apple.
famously only available as an app on the iPhone, and also famously they every once in a while they like to make jokes about how all of their Android like fans who follow them on Instagram and whatnot just like keep bugging them about when do we get an app. So
stupid Apple.
well, so over
elitists.
the past week, they've been posting like memes, basically of different like actual messages they've gotten from users, and then like doing like this is the Aries question, like this is the Aries person going, their version of asking about the app, and they went through the whole zodiac, and people were like, does this better mean that you're dropping the fucking app soon? And today I got an email that was extremely cryptic, but it was very, very clearly the Android app is, I think, coming tomorrow.
Oh, exciting.
Finally.
So I'm like pretty fucking stoked about
I'm
that.
pumped. I
Me
will
too.
download it as well because I'm an Android gal.
Well, so, and like, again, I didn't start following CoStar until after I switched to my Android, but from what I understand, it has like a bit of a social aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah, so like
cool.
I have Sanctuary has an Android app, which I like. I like it because I get like a little like mini horoscope every day for my sun and rising,
Aw.
and they like do your charts and stuff, but it's not very like there's not much really to do on there beyond that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what CoStar offers.
Sweet.
Yeah, yay,
JB,
Sick.
you got
I got
anything?
nothing.
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 Nothing is sick. Nothing is good.
I mean, your hair looks good. It looks like you've gotten it.
I think I've got
Done
it done
recently.
since I've seen you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I look sick. That's
Your
for
roots are
sure.
tight.
Yeah,
your-
looking sharp.
the roots are touched up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Justine, tell us tell everybody where to find us.
Okay. Well, if you enjoyed today's episode, which I really did, this is fun.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to us on any of your favorite podcasting resources like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and oh so many more. You can follow us on Twitter at ThatSickPod, or you can follow us on Instagram at ThatSickPodcast, and you can send us emails at thats.sick.podcast@gmail.com.
Sweet. So until next time, everybody, don't get Fix-A-Flat injected into your bum because
That's sick. You got that, JB? That's sick.